Happy day, everyone, and welcome to Fiesta Friday. I'm Jason Salas. We thank you so much for tuning in. Now, as you know, we in this part of the world, we're all one big family. We're all neighbors, and we're all connected somehow, and we do not leave the people that we care about behind. As such, there is a group, very responsible people in this part of the world called the Sons of Saipan that are hoping to assist the victims of Typhoon Saudalor up in the NMI. Now, I have here with me as guests Dr. Felix Cabrera and Nathan Torres, two natives of Saipan who now make Guam their home. So gentlemen, happy day, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us, Jason.
All right, so before we talk about what you guys are doing and how you've organized to help the people in Saipan, how are both of your families and the people you're connected to up there, are they okay?
Well, thanks for asking. And physically they're okay, but the psychological stresses they're going through right now is it's quite significant, and what they're trying to cope with at this point is there's a lot to be said for that. So.
How about your family, Nate?
Same. I keep in touch with them since they were able to contact us, and from then on, I've just been keep updating me with what they need. And now that we're together, all of us friends, Sons of Saipan, we've been making sure that we live up to what we're offering to help everyone back home in Saipan. And
how quickly did it take you gentlemen and everybody involved to get organized and to figure out what your plan was, and then what are you guys doing?
Ironically enough, it started out with our WhatsApp chat group, and that we were talking about the destruction that happened, and we were just trying to actually just comprehend the scope of damage that was done there. And then he just quickly said, well, let's make this group into something positive aside from the usual nonsense that we chat about, and then it just started rolling from there. And then some of us that didn't actually look at their phone for an hour, all of a sudden there's like over 100 messages pending there, and so it got rolling pretty quickly. And then there was just a lot of brainstorming, and then we decided to meet on actually yesterday morning, very early in the morning. We met for breakfast, and we started hammering out the details of how we're going to do this. And we understand that this is both an immediate need and a long-term need, and so we're going to try and satisfy both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how many members does your group have? And have people also learned about it, and are other people coming forward and say, hey, I'm from Saipan, or I have friends in Saipan, or I have family in Saipan, or I would like to help Saipan?
There's about 6, 7 of us right now that met the initial people. And like you said, this happened overnight, and we just pulled all the resources we have with the companies we work for, and they were more than happy to help us out, knowing that what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And so the same morning, started a Facebook page, started a GoFundMe page as well, and so right now we're actively accepting monetary donations, and we're actually growing pretty quickly at this point.
Within about a day, I think we're almost up to $2,000 as far
Excellent.
with
actual
money donated.
And then from here, what we're going to do is also hold a fundraiser at Pika's Cafe on Saturday night from 6 to 10 p.m. Where we'll be accepting canned goods, bottled water, food items, hygiene products, things like that. And what we intend to do with these monies is specifically make a care packages that we can distribute. Now, there's a phenomenon after a disaster called the disaster after the disaster. And that's typically when there's a large amount of support, and there's a lot of work to get the support there, but it takes just as much work to distribute it. And so we're very cognizant of that, and we're trying to make sure that we do this in a way that doesn't burden the people at the same time, and that we find a good mechanism of creating these care packages, and then being able to deliver them to either the shelters or literally go around from village to village and dropping off at places of people who actually need them.
As far as logistics, how are you guys working on actually getting the raw materials, let's say, like out there and everything? Because there's like air freight, there are people that can, once the airlines resume service and everything, they could hand carry it over there. What do you guys have planned?
Well, thank God we were able to secure a 20-foot container by MSA, and we're really grateful for that, because we were wondering how we're going to get the materials out there. We are currently working with MyPros in Saipan, the Mariana's Young Professional Organization, and we've already contacted them and told them what we're trying to do, and we want them to actually be the receiving end and do the distribution of all the care packages. But right now we're still in the works of trying to make it solid that we can get the container out there without having to worry about any fees involved, because there are other people trying to do the same thing we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And when it comes down, this also comes down to money and how much it's going to cost to send it out there. So
Precisely.
you know.
Yeah, and we're not trying to duplicate, we're trying to minimize the duplication of effort, so we're working with a lot of different agencies, everything from where I also work at Guam Regional Medical City. We're having our own fundraising effort and how we're trying to help the hospital there, Commonwealth Health Center, and we do that, but then in terms of how we can piggyback that on other efforts, we're working with the Zuda Foundation as well. And we are even the National Guard has started to speak to me about, hey, we're going to be there. How can we help in the distribution, aspect of this? So we're trying to make sure that this is a very well organized mission, and that it's sustainable and that it's successful in the end.
I was going to say mission because, Felix, we've worked with you before because you were part of the medical response team that went over to the Philippines.
Yes.
After the disaster in Tacloban.
Yes, we did three medical missions there.
Yeah. Kind of parallel how you're approaching, based on your experience with those missions and what you're doing. Unfortunately, this isn't as much of a medical mission because there wasn't as much of a medical emergency situation.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
But then again, and add to that the fact that that's your hometown and you were raised there, and you've got a serious emotional connection.
Absolutely. And so again, thankfully it's not the destruction that Tacloban and the other parts of the Visayas has seen. But what we've been doing is I've been speaking and contacting directly Esther Muña, the CEO of CHC, and their Chief of Staff, Dr. John Tadella, and really asking to be very specific about what their needs are, so that we don't just bombard them with things that we think their needs are. And so they've been, thankfully, they're doing okay operational wise, but they're really foreseeing where they're going to be running out of potentially supplies and things like that. And so we're trying to make sure we meet that need. And then also what their immediate needs are, some things as simple as linens, patient gowns, pillows, things like that. And so we're trying to be sure that we can at least supply them that initially. And of course, manpower is what they need as well.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we got to wrap up, gentlemen. But what is the GoFundMe page? Like, what's the title of it? And I'm assuming that the Facebook page is Sons of Saipan.
Yeah, we have the Facebook page is Sons of Saipan, and everything with the event about the event this Saturday at Pika's Cafe will be on there today, and also the GoFundMe account. Which I don't remember off the top of my head, but the link will be on there for people to go ahead and donate.
Absolutely, and we'll make sure to put the link in our YouTube channel as well.
Thank you so much.
Gentlemen, thank you, and thank you on behalf of our community, and we'll continue to help you guys in whatever you need.
Thank you so much.
Let us know. All right, please stay tuned, everyone. We are back after this. Go check out their GoFundMe page, please.